Hey guys, and welcome to our review for Avengers: Infinity War, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, starring
everybody,
pretty much everyone in the MCU. So there's no point listing them out. You already know them from the previous 18 MCU films.
Anyone in the last 10 years, pretty much.
My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick.
Cannot wait. I love when we get a chance to do these little indie movies that no one's going to see.
Yes,
funny.
and
Iron Man
Tyler
himself.
Spitolsky.
Oh,
Nerd!
Yeah.
And Adam Franey.
Keep that thing away from me, Tony. I don't want to get a repulsor blast right in the dome. Jeez, man.
Tim, can you give us a synopsis of Avengers: Infinity War
witty,
for the viewers?
With Thanos making his way to Earth to claim the remaining Infinity Stones, the Avengers attempt to bring a stop to him and his minions before his plan to decimate half the universe comes about.
Accurate. Accuracy.
Things happen in this film.
Lots of things.
Boy, do they.
We will avoid spoilers until the spoiler section.
I want to get killed.
Who wants to start off? Ty, you know what? You look ready.
You look like you're a fan of the movies.
What?
What did you think of Avengers?
Oof.
Infinity
You know what?
War?
What? Okay, I can't. That's too much. Thanks, man.
Nanotech.
What did I think of this? This
Film.
this culmination.
Waited 10 years.
Of, yeah. I've literally waited my entire life for this, even though I didn't know it. This was good. This was good. It was good. I think it was good.
Not great.
No, it was. I think it was a little. It was a different perspective
to
from
say
what I
dull?
thought. No, I was going to say dull.
Disappointing.
No, I'm not disappointing. It was a little different from what I was expecting. It's told. This is not a spoiler. It's told from a certain point of view. It's kind of based. It's based on
I
a.
literally don't even know what you're talking about.
It's seen from. This is about a certain character. This is about one character in the movie. I think it's kind of all based around one character.
Are you trying to say Thanos?
Yes.
It's not a spoiler.
That's I don't know,
Say
Scott. I don't know. There's a lot of people
He's
get
the
very.
villain.
There's a lot of people get very upset these days.
All these films have
like
culminated.
you say the word Thanos and people get fucking.
It's the Thanos
pissed.
spin-off movie.
It's culminated in this.
This is
was
pretty
the Thanos
much
movie.
this is the Thanos movie,
Wow.
which is not what I was expecting.
Now we're going to get it deleted off YouTube. You just ruined the movie. Good job, man.
There are literally people out there with like videos of the ending of the movie already.
Typical.
Yeah,
What do you think this is?
a lot of. It's kind of hard to go into a lot of specifics because people are really touchy about this.
You don't say 10 years.
I feel like a lot of the things to talk about happen near the end and are spoilery.
Yeah.
But we'll try to keep it.
Yeah, it was done well in my opinion because it's hard to do a movie with that much star power and that many characters all at once. So I think the way they did it was really good. It's definitely a better way than like having a lot of people on screen at one time. It's difficult. I think they did really well handling that magnitude of
challenge
of actors. Yeah, they did. I think they did really well with that. Story wise, again, different from what I thought it was going to be. Good, but fucking different. It didn't feel like an Avengers movie to me. It felt a bit darker. Like it was not just like overall just what happens because things happen, but like just the overall like atmosphere of the movie felt darker. Like it felt like we were watching. Like it felt like we were like
It wasn't Guardians.
it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't Iron Man. It wasn't Captain America. It wasn't like a fun kind of jokey.
Is it because the stakes were raised pretty much?
They pretty much raised the stakes a lot for this. For me, it wasn't no build up. It was just we just had Guardians 2. We just had
Ragnarok.
We just had Ragnarok, which is probably one of the funniest MCU movies that they've done, if not the funniest. And then they go right into this, like 0 to 60 very quickly. Good though. It was a good movie.
You enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it.
Tim, what do you think? Put that away. That's a dangerous weapon.
It's not loaded.
That just scared the shit out of me.
Sorry.
What did I think of Avengers: Infinity War?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm prepared to answer this question. I loved it.
Love.
I loved it. Yeah.
Love.
I thought they balanced the characters all very nicely. They all had little moments, whether it was like a nice, like a really good line or funny moment or big action moment.
Badass moment.
They all kind of had their moment to do something really, really cool, which I liked. I did like that Thanos was, it's pretty much, not really a spoiler, he is in, out of all the MCU characters, you probably see the most of him in the movie than everyone else, for sure. Because he pops up, because essentially, not again spoiler, they kind of get broken up a little bit.
Yeah,
And you get some like really nice pairings. I thought they paired people off, or like I thought the group dynamics worked really well.
Some of them were a little. I wouldn't have expected them to group certain people together, and it worked.
And it worked really well.
Yeah.
And then you see Thanos a lot because he kind of bounces between all the different groups and stuff. So you see a lot of him, and I thought Josh Brolin was really, really good. Just like
I was nervous.
intimidating. I was like on the edge. I'm like, you see his power pretty early on in the movie. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna fuck stuff up.
He's a mad titan. Like he's.
I thought the effects on him were great. There's like stubble on his head. You can see like some like veining and muscle in his temple. I'm
We
like,
saw the IMAX screen.
yeah.
I mean, he looked.
it looked
so
like they
good.
found a real purple dude who's that big in real life.
That's exactly
insane.
what
I
was
wanted
like,
to
fuck.
I wanted to say that like Josh Brolin was going to blow it just because I'm pissed he's playing two characters at once. But you know what? He did. He
killed
did.
it.
He did
He's
really well.
so good as Thanos.
His
wasn't
voice.
worried at
This might
all.
be a tangent, but all of the Black Order I thought looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But I just want to contrast that. I don't want to shit on DC too much. I know I'm really switching gears. But what's his name? The villain from Steppenwolf.
Also a fully CGI character,
Yeah.
but looked terrible.
Looked trash.
Yeah. These guys,
Marvel did a fantastic job with
Full
these
CG.
CG characters.
The
fantastic.
textures on the close-ups. I think some of it was practical.
It must have been.
I'm pretty sure Squidward was partly practical.
Then the lady with the horn eyes things, like the horn.
She was definitely practical.
Yeah,
with
she must have
some
been practical.
CGI edited.
Yeah,
And Thanos looked beautiful.
you don't think so?
I think they're all CG.
Because she was like
No.
stunning. Like when you got a close up of her.
Whoa.
That's what I'm.
No, she was
I'm
hot.
down there.
She was hot.
Put that down.
Future Wife? Is that a repulsive comment, or are you happy to see me?
What else non-spoilers things I say? I thought the writing was great. I found a lot of it was pretty true to characters. Like the Guardians all have their same funny dynamic and bouncing back and forth with each other. That was great.
Thor was a good
Thor was great.
combo with them. I mean,
Yeah.
you see that in the trailer, so it's not
Yeah.
spoilery. But when he interacts with the Guardians,
Yes, it's hilarious.
it's a good pairing because it's you get some of the funniest characters together.
Really good. Yeah, I don't really have anything negative to say. Really, really enjoyed it. I loved it.
I'm going to jump in. I think I agree with most of everything that you guys have said. I think it's a great film. I think that it does at some times feel like it's just the climax of a movie, like the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's unrelenting, yeah.
But
That is a good movie.
I don't know if that's a bad thing. It's like, it's like Mad Max. It's like one giant race.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing? I don't think it has to be. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. I just think, if you're a fan of the MCU and you've seen all these characters grow and have their own films and culminate to this moment, where you finally have to fight Thanos. I don't know. It's kind of what I feel like what every fan of MCU was waiting for.
Yeah, like I've seen some reviews briefly that are like kind of complaining that the movie is just a lot of action points and stuff. But then those are probably the same people that complain that none of the movies are standalone. So then if you just look at this as like one long like series of movies, this is the literal climax of it. So yeah, it's going to be 2.5 hours of climax.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it's perfect. Like it's, I don't know.
I thought honestly, when you think about the setup of this film, and it's like, how do you film this? Like,
insane.
Where do you start?
I think the Russo brothers did such a good job directing this film and giving everyone a chance to shine. I just thought that is such a tough thing to do, and I think they nailed that.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin was fantastic. I think everyone was great, to be honest. There wasn't really a misstep as far as the cast goes. Everyone's comfortable in their roles at this point, and playing their parts well. I mean, it gets pretty shocking, and I can't wait to get into spoiler discussions so we can talk theories and get into that.
Certain details.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm very interested to see where the MCU goes from here.
Yeah.
For sure. But overall, I really enjoyed it. Adam, what are your thoughts?
Did you see it?
I did see it
Did see it? Okay.
today
Okay, good.
with these two gentlemen. Are you busy?
Hey, we're not going to go there. Okay, we're not going to go there.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Like you guys mostly said. Easy.
That's loaded. That actually is loaded.
That was loaded.
Yeah, that is cocked and loaded. I do have some nitpicks for sure. I didn't it didn't blow my mind necessarily. There was some great high highs. I was gonna say there wasn't low lows. There wasn't really. It was just some nitpicks that bothered me a little bit. But no, overall, such a insane task to tackle. Such a daunting task. And the Russos have done it 3 times now, I think, right? What have they done?
Yeah, Winter Soldier, Civil War.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Civil War and this huge team
Episodes of The Office.
right. Arrested Development. Pretty
Community.
much all epic scale.
Avengers, Infinity War.
I mean,
It's
you'll notice from all those TV shows, big ensemble cast. So you know what?
Yeah, that is true. Fitting
Give
in
it up to them.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any nitpicks non-spoilery, or is it all?
Let me think. Yeah, I guess this isn't spoiler. Peter Dinklage. Is it spoiler that he's in the movie?
He was weak
People
in
know
it.
he's in the movie? I thought he was pretty bad.
He was cringe.
I was like, no!
It seems like they got
Stop
him
doing
for
that.
they got him for shock value kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah. That was rough. I thought that was rough. And there was just a couple...
That whole sequence I thought was good, but he was the
Yeah.
Weak link.
yeah.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Like I
I
could see,
don't
I'm
have a
like,
problem with the
I
sequence.
hate when I'm like,
Why?
I can see you
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah.
And that was
I'm
the
like
problem.
looking at his lips. I'm like,
And just-
you're acting right now.
And it looked like
Persona.
Peter Dinklage. It
yeah.
just looked like even though he didn't look like himself, it's just like watching an episode of fucking Game of Thrones. Just looked like they just took him out of it.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
The character interactions, the writing was spot on. Thor meeting Guardians, everybody meeting was spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, don't say it.
It could be spoiler.
Save it.
Yeah, okay.
Save it.
Yeah, but I agree with you guys. Great, super fun. I don't know where I'd rank it amongst the other Avengers movies.
Not easy.
Probably not my favorite, I don't think.
I'm not gonna try to make that list.
Put it
Oh,
over
I
Age
think
of Ultron.
it's better than Ultron for sure.
Oh yeah,
Definitely,
Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know
Arguably,
if I can put it over the first one.
I think it's better than the first one.
It would be toe and toe with the
Yeah.
first one to me.
Really?
There's just the stakes are so much higher. I don't know.
I have a big nitpick. I will reveal,
Oh fuck.
and I think you guys can guess it.
You know what? let's give our ratings and our general thoughts, and then move into spoilers. Fuck. Does I even have to start? I'm gonna give it a. Oh fuck.
Pressure's on, bud.
Fuck.
Don't
This
say
is
it.
difficult.
Don't say the wrong number.
This is difficult.
The court of public opinion.
Scott,
will
come on.
roast you.
This is not a difficult. Come on. This is,
It's just so
this is
difficult.
easy.
You're gonna give it a fucking. I don't even know what the fuck you're gonna give
Yeah,
it.
I
try.
liked it. It was good, not great. 5.
Yeah.
That's what this guy's gonna say.
I don't have a whole lot of negatives, to be honest. I don't know. I want to say heavy 4, but it could be a 4. I'm gonna say heavy 4. I don't know.
What's your final answer?
Heavy 4. Tim?
I'm going 5 on this.
No! Whoa!
I loved it.
Woo!
No complaints.
Woo!
I had minor complaints, but they're very minor.
They're
that,
opinionated
I
complaints.
thoroughly enjoyed this movie the whole time.
The whole time.
Interesting.
I
Amazing.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, fuck.
Most of
My
the
man.
time.
I'm on the fence. Probably a light 2.
Or a 6.
It's either a light 2 or a heavy 4.
You've had a lot of time to think now that I
Yeah.
paused for that long.
I know. I was thinking of funny comments to make while you were talking.
Put the brain power into the important stuff.
Yeah.
Rate it.
You know what?
between
Mask
spoiler-
on.
Heavy 4. Heavy 4.
Adam.
Yeah.
Adam.
I guess I'm going to be the schmuck. 2. No.
That's what I was
4.
gonna do.
Solid
4. Okay.
Not a heavy 4.
With time
better be
potential?
some fucking big nitpick.
What?
With time potential for a heavy
Very
4?
much potential, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot riding on this nitpick.
All right.
All right,
Let me,
well,
let me explain that away.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
As we
Let's,
usually do.
fair warning:
Can't be
if you haven't
spoiled.
seen Avengers: Infinity War by now, chances are by the time this video comes out, you better have.
Apparently you have.
One of the biggest opening weekends of all time.
Not the
So,
biggest. Did we get to the bottom of
I
that?
don't know, to be honest.
Who the fuck knows?
Force
Probably.
Awakens, it's up there.
May as well be.
But fair warning, if you haven't seen it, check it out. We are going to get into spoilers, so definitely make sure you don't want to be spoiled. Or make sure if you want to be spoiled to continue.
Yeah,
You guys get what I'm saying.
we're in the spoiler section.
Spoiler
now.
warning. I'm making this very abundantly clear in this one.
Spoiler warning.
Adam,
Nitpick.
2.
Yes.
give me your nitpick.
Get your big one. What's your big one?
No, I will go smaller
I
first.
hate you.
I didn't know if it was spoiler to say, so I didn't say it, but lack of Hulk bummed me out quite a bit.
I was okay with it.
You okay with it?
There's
I
enough
really-
action going on that you didn't.
Honestly, we
necessarily-
just saw like a Thor movie with pretty much 90% Hulk,
Yeah.
so I was okay with it.
I really wanted to see him interact with everybody. We don't.
You saw
get
him get his ass kicked by Thanos, so
Yeah, I wanted to see him get revenge. I wanted some fucking.
To me, it was like a growing point for the Hulk.
For Bruce?
Almost. Yeah, well, no, for both, I think actually.
Yeah.
Like he's like
You tell.
he's always avoided the Hulk. He's always been scared, hated the Hulk, but now he's realized that the two kind of have to work together, and so that's Bruce Banner's point. And
Yeah.
now the Hulk always wants to get out and try to destroy things. He's like, no, I don't want to. That's not what I want. So we've had a growing point for two characters now.
honestly, I like it because he
Very
managed to
fair.
kill one of the Black Order. He managed to kill Cull Obsidian without becoming the Hulk.
Yeah.
It was just Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster suit.
Yeah.
Using his mind to
Yeah.
trick him and get his hand and. But he killed a member of the Black Order without being the Hulk.
Yeah.
I think that's impressive.
That's a huge thing
Just
for.
schlubby Mark Ruffalo.
Fuck you.
Just clap that glove on him.
Gone.
I
That's a
did
big
like
one.
that, but I just feel Avengers 1, Avengers 2, the staple of Avengers movies is you're going to get Hulk. Out of the 19 movies, we have him in like 3.
You didn't want to see more Hawkeye or Ant-Man?
Who?
That wasn't a nitpick for you?
Literally didn't know until you told me after the movie that Hawkeye wasn't in it. I didn't really notice, like I didn't miss Ant-Man. I like Ant-Man.
I thought they could have had a good Ant-Man.
I kid you not, the name Hawkeye or face didn't cross my mind the entire movie. Did you guys? Were you
Well,
guys
It didn't cross my mind.
It was funny for a moment.
Not
They said,
once.
well, fuck, I can't remember what's his name. Barton. Which is like, yeah, Barton's Barton and Scott Lang. I'm like, fuck, who's Scott Lang? I'm like, fuck, wait a minute, I know that name. Who the fuck is like? And then one of them said like, someone said like something that has to do with like Ant-Man. So I'm like, oh, that's who it was. Okay. And honestly, I had totally forgotten who the character was until they said it. Yeah.
The big one for me. This could ruffle some feathers here.
Gonna ruffle some feathers, eh?
I feel like I was sold false advertising with this wet noodle of a have my cake and eat it too cliffhanger ending. Now, and I'll tell you why. So
I'm going to shoot
we
you.
have Infinity War Part 1, Infinity War Part 2 announced. Halfway through production on this movie, they announced, no, it's going to be Avengers 4, totally separate movie. We're all in on this Infinity War movie. It's a beginning, middle, and end. This is it. 10 years have culminated to this point. And then at the last second, we're going to pull the rug out from under you. Got him! It actually is Part 1 and Part 2.
You actually thought it was only gonna. You actually believe that? You believe
yeah.
that?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah, I believe
The
I
only
was
thing I believe,
yeah.
the only thing I believe from that announcement was, oh, it's just not Infinity War Part 2. They're changing it. They're changing the name to something else.
But it is Infinity War Part 2.
And
Yeah.
technically,
Not the
But they're
title,
changing the
but
name.
The
Yeah.
movie.
That's all I got from that. Of course, it's Part 2.
It was,
Of course, it's
no,
Part 2.
It was complete false.
I didn't think.
I
I didn't think it was going to
never
be. I
thought-
didn't think it was going to be a part one. Of
A lot of
something.
people agree with me. I saw a lot of headlines saying this
I
too
don't
before I even saw the movie.
understand
actually.
that.
No, I agree with you.
How can they do that whole
It's a bit like-
arc in one movie?
I thought it was going to be a setup. I thought
feel
like it was
like-
I
gonna
thought
be-
at the end of the
that.
movie, when I went into it, I was like, at the end of the movie, he might end up with 5. He might not even not end up with
No.
all
Yeah,
the-
I was
or
expecting. I was
6.
like, he
There's
might.
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
stones.
This is why I was saying this is subject to change because, you know, when I see Part 2 and it all comes and I have all the Blu-rays on my shelf and I can pop in Part 2 and I don't have to wait a year and I don't remember the feeling of being cheated, then yes, this could very well be a heavy 4 or a 5,
potentially
right?
5.
And I just feel
It's like a fucking
I felt
mid-series,
cheated.
mid-season finale.
I know,
Yeah.
it literally felt like the last Harry Potter when Voldemort gets the wand and then they just cut. But that was at least expected. This, I feel like they smoke screened me, and on top of it,
I thought it was
the
good.
blatantly fake deaths to like drum up controversy and like manipulative fake shock.
We'll get to those.
I mean,
We'll
give
get
me
to
a,
those.
like I believe some of them are real for sure.
Oh,
But-
some of them, the ones prior to like
There's a lot
the
of deaths
climax
here.
of the movie, those guys I think
The
are real.
crumbly blowing away in the wind, most
Leaves.
of those.
There's a lot of deaths here.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of greenlit sequels from those guys that are quote unquote dead. That I'm just like,
Are there?
are you
Here's
fucked?
one.
Which one is that?
Spider-Man, Doctor Strange,
I don't know if
Doctor
that,
Strange doesn't have a green light
that's
one
not
yet.
confirmed.
That wasn't confirmed.
not confirmed.
That
No.
it's like for sure happening.
But
Okay.
here's my thing though: is there have been a
It could be
shit
Untitled
ton-
Marvel movie 3.
Well, Feige said he wants to do it, and I know he said he is doing Homecoming sequel.
That's happening.
And there was one more.
That's
What was the
filming,
other
like,
guy?
soon.
Black Panther 2. Feige confirmed that.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah,
That was the other-
Although, I mean, maybe we should set the stage here.
All right,
and
set the
explain-
stage. Let's rewind here.
How do we do this? Should I just say everyone who dies? Let's start off with the people that for sure died.
Let's go through
in
them.
my opinion.
Well,
Well, the more concrete ones.
Yeah.
prior to the climax of the part of the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
The ones
Let's
that
start
didn't-
off how the film started.
Yeah. Oh, devastating!
Honestly, set the tone.
Wrecked.
I had a feeling they were going to start.
I
this
knew
way.
Heimdall was gonna die. I sort of I'm like, if anyone's gonna die, I'm just Idris
And
Elba.
Idris Elba hates Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? He went out well, I thought, as he could have
Yeah.
in
I agree.
saving Bruce Banner
It was sweet.
as his last act.
I was super pissed that we'll get into this, but like if we're talking about Heimdall right now, super pissed he didn't have the Soul Stone. I was such a good theory.
Never thought he was gonna have it.
No, you guys obviously didn't like.
That was a
open your
stretch.
eyes.
That was a
Is it
stretch.
No, his eyes were orange. You could see all the souls. It made sense.
I guess it was Corvus Glaive. No, it was Thanos with Corvus Glaive's
Uh-huh.
spear.
Yeah.
Thanos kills Heimdall.
Yeah.
Fucking wrecked.
As well,
Oof.
what do we call it? Chokey Loki?
The Loki Chokey.
The Loki Chokey.
Okie dokie.
Thanos,
Loki,
Thanos just fucking chokes out Loki to
Oh,
death.
Gotta squeeze
And
it.
he just tosses him.
And I think
Now, there's
I
some
love
debate
that.
here. I think there... Is he dead? Thoughts? Is he actually...
Dead.
Is he dead?
Dead as a doorknob.
Dead.
I want to say yes that he's dead, but to me he's the god of mischief. He's never going to be.
Why
dead.
would he... What did he think he was going to happen when he pulled the knife on him?
Did you think he was actually
Did
going
he
to work?
actually think he was going to work?
No.
I don't know. Is he that dumb?
But can you choke a hologram to death?
It could be a fucking very effective hologram.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Like,
Honestly,
I gotta say no.
it's so comic booky that there's that little...
Like,
Yeah, he could
there's
be
a
live.
chance.
Like Loki would never do something that stupid without having like an ace in the hole.
He usually has an ace in the
I
hole.
feel
Yeah.
like Strange is just gonna rewind all these guys back into life in part 2, no?
Something like
Are we
that.
all expecting that?
There's a limit, I feel like, to the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's only gonna do
That's
it.
what I mean. I don't
yeah.
know who's gonna apply for like the second chance at life and who's not. I could see Loki being dead.
Yeah,
I hope,
I can see Loki being dead.
because that's a pretty
I
fucked
could
up.
see it.
But
I could
if
see it.
he is alive though, it wouldn't surprise me.
To squeeze the neck is savage. Not to pop the head, just
Yeah.
to like squeeze. Pretty fucked.
Now, there's two other big ones.
What do we
One
got?
I
Talk
expected. This is near the end, right before the end, if
Yeah.
you will. And there's this whole sequence with Vision with the... Not soul, the
Mind stone.
mind gem.
Yeah.
And he's in Wakanda. They're trying to reassemble his neural pathways so that he can exist without the mind gem. And he gets taken away from the experiment, or from the operation too soon. And then later, Scarlet Witch. I think that was a great scene,
Mm-hmm.
a great sequence of Scarlet Witch having to basically kill her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny calling him a boyfriend, but that was the only way. And savagely the time gets rewound
Yeah.
back, and I thought it was great to see his like body reform.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that happened.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it just like blew off and like exploded, and he just, but not him literally exploding.
Yeah.
I was like, that's savage.
I will say I think he's dead also.
Yeah. To me,
Vision.
that's yeah.
Really? You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
Because then Thanos proceeds to fucking rip the stone out of his forehead and part of his head out of it. Do you guys think he is truly dead?
Yes.
He's a robot.
They can probably bring it back.
Robots can be rebuilt.
He was a robot based on he was a robot that was based around a mind like a mind stone. Though.
Yeah, they would need the
But
stone to
also-
bring it back,
yeah.
I think.
They also conveniently explained that Bruce Banner explained that he's not just a Mind Stone or it is the Mind Stone.
But he could
But that
be.
it's also a lot of his work and Tony's
Tony,
work
yeah.
and
Ultron.
Jarvis. And Jarvis.
So he explained that it could be done. But to me, if it was going to be done, it would have had to have been done the way that.
To me, that's enough of a gray area that they could rebuild him. Yeah. Honestly, they might.
Yeah, there's potential definitely, but I think he's. I
We
think
can
he's dead.
rebuild him. Now, the fourth one I feel like is the biggest one for me that I did not see coming. Because I think we all saw the trailer and we're like, Vision's probably going to die.
Yeah.
He's got a stone in his forehead. He's probably going to die.
Yeah.
That's a fair guess. Like, if you were a betting person, you might have bet on him to die.
Yeah.
Gamora, I wouldn't have bet on that.
No.
I expected
She's integral to the Thanos storyline in the film.
Yeah.
This whole daddy issues,
Yeah.
thing.
Which I love, the backstory of Thanos, showing all that.
And Gamora's backstory as well. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And how that all tied
Them
in.
tying in, yeah. Thanos also super best MCU villain. I think we could probably agree.
Probably.
I think Loki has more
Of an
story,
Yeah.
so it's hard to top that. But he's
Just
definitely
Thanos in terms of pure, invokes fear when you see him.
Are we talking MCU or just Marvel in general?
MCU.
Okay.
Beating down the
for
Hulk and, tearing people's, murdering people. To me, I'm just like, this is what I waited for.
And I do think one of the best sequences in the film was the sequence in what's the name of the planet?
Nowhere.
Where the where the soul gem is.
Oh,
I
Vormir.
thought that whole sequence.
Boromir?
Vormir.
Yeah.
So I thought it was Boromir. That made me giggle.
The reason is twofold. One is seeing Red Skull fucking blew my mind.
Yeah.
Love
I was
that.
not expecting it at all.
I was
Yeah.
literally
I was like, that's where that fucker's been.
Yeah.
There's so many times people are like, where's Red Skull? Oh, Hugo doesn't want to wear the makeup. He's never coming back. And I'm like,
So who do they get?
he looks exactly like Red Skull.
Yeah, look great.
He looks sick. I bet you it was CG too.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Had to be.
I think it's been enough years that they...
ILM killed this movie.
It's
the
possible.
facts
You know
were
what?
Stunning.
I don't know. Honestly, it's so good. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. It looks
Had
fantastic.
to be Hugo Weaving.
I just thought it was one of the coolest cameos.
Yeah.
For sure.
Amazing.
But just the whole sequence where in order to get the soul gem, you have to lose your soul as a person, basically, and you have to kill the thing that you love. And
Soul for a soul.
I saw exactly what was going to happen once he said that.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, Gamora's fucked.
Yeah.
And
That's why she's here.
to see her face and she's like, you're fucked. Like, you don't love anything. You're fucking shit. And he just dropping tears. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Here it comes.
That was a great moment. I
I
did
thought it
love
was
that.
great.
And do you guys think she's dead?
Yeah.
I think she's toast. You
Yeah,
saw all that
She's
blood
fucking
on
dead, man.
Yeah.
She got fucking roasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want her to not be dead just 'cause I like her character so much, but at the same time, fuck, she's dead as a doornail. They dropped her off a cliff. She's fucking dead.
Die.
This movie turns into quite the bummer in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And honestly, it made me really sad because, and even more sad, if you think about some of these characters and you're like, are they really dead? Is this it? Like, am I never going to see this character again? Is this it?
They talk about the characters
how
at the
I
end.
feel. Wet noodle.
Here's the thing, because, I don't know, I read in the trivia, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2, and Volume 1 and 2 happened in the same year, consecutively, basically.
Right after
each other.
Yeah.
But this happened 4 years after that. And I read that trivia and I'm like, no.
So is Volume 3 a prequel?
Is Volume 3 just happened right after Volume 2?
Yeah.
I never
So
thought of that.
they're all alive? Because let me run down basically what happens in the end. Thanos gets all the gems, snaps his finger, fucking half the universe dies.
Yeah.
And I think savage moment of savagery. Not a moment, several moments. More than half of the MCU characters die. More than half.
Strange. Just getting blown away.
Black Panther.
Sorry.
Black Panther. Are you kidding me? Falcon. Don't care. Winter,
Okay, hold on. Before you do that, I saw this movie without you guys.
Don't care.
They did like there's that bit where like all three of those guys show up at once. Rogers, Falcon, and Romanoff.
Yeah.
So they all show up at once, and all of a sudden you see just Cap like step out of the shadows. Fucking theater goes wild. Everyone's like, yeah,
Yeah, people
alright!
clapped in our theater.
Yeah, people went nuts for it, and then like Falcon like flies through, silence. No one gave a shit.
It's not exciting.
And then the second later, like the Black Widow's character comes up, yeah, like, no one gave a shit about Falcon. I loved it. Oh, I cheered for Falcon because I felt bad for him.
And each sequence I thought was done fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
Each moment where they disappeared.
Yeah.
Where they turned into ash.
One in particular got me real bad.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that one. But Black Panther, it's Black Panther and Okoye, and you know this wasn't the first one. I didn't order it by first.
Yeah, Winter Soldier was the first one.
Yeah, and I was like,
He walks up, he's like, "Hey, Steven," and then just
Was he the first one?
falls in. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, no, they're doing
He
it.
could be dead.
But Black Panther and Okoye, you're like, at that point, you're like, oh fuck, like one of these. Which one? And you're like, Black Panther. Oh fuck, they just killed Black Panther.
Because he was just like walking, and all of a sudden, like he was like, here, and we just blew away. I was like, where'd he go?
But Winter Soldier, I thought devastating. I was
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
okay.
So sad.
Scarlet Witch, sad.
Beat it.
Beat it.
Fucking
Be gone.
The next four
I don't want. To,
makes me sad.
okay.
Drax,
Groot.
Groot, Mantis, and Star-Lord. Are you fucking
Star-Lord was done?
Yeah.
Star-Lord.
Dead.
Ashed, bro.
Only Rocket's left.
Loses everything.
I thought Groot died earlier when he got cubed
Yeah,
on nowhere. I was like,
me too.
You mean Drax?
yeah, Drax got
Drax
cubed.
and Mantis got
Cube and
destroyed.
riveted. Yeah.
I was like,
Oh yeah.
no! And when they formed back, but then I was like, wait, it's the reality stone.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
So it turned like this ribbon. Like that was. I laughed at that
I
actually.
thought Drax got eviscerated there for sure.
Drax is definitely
Well, I mean,
one
I
of my
guess he
favorite
did get
MCU characters, and that
To me,
I was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The moment was Spider-Man and Tony Stark.
Where Spider-Man's like apologizing to him. I'm like, oh, you fucking.
I decided my favorite Avenger, by the way. I'm in love with
Is it
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's so good.
It's okay, Scott.
Doctor Strange.
Oh,
Done.
Fucking dead.
Yeah.
Only way, Tony.
which makes sense.
Goodbye, Doc.
We can talk about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll fucking
I
get to
don't.
that.
I'm.
And then in post
In the
credits,
post credits, you get Nick Fury and Maria Hill,
dead.
who are sort of experiencing this event in New York City or somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Body.
you get a little zinger where he hits the what would you call that?
Pager.
Hits the pager, and you see
Steampunk pager.
the Captain Marvel colors and emblem show
In
up.
8-bit for some reason.
And that's exciting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, Captain Marvel's gonna come
Save the day.
out from hiding.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think.
it
Yeah.
must be
Do some
in
time
hiding.
travel,
Yeah.
something.
Wow. So the people we got left: Thor is alive, Cap is alive, Iron Man, War Machine, Black Widow, Nebula, Okoye, Rocket, and the Hulk, aka Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And
You
what's
got
his face?
Ant-Man and Hawkeye didn't show up. You got M'Baku and Shuri. We didn't see her.
Iron Patriot's still
So
there.
it's like all the OG Avengers.
War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine. Sorry. Did you say War Machine?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Iron
that's my
Patriot's
thing. I was
still
like, all the OG Avengers made it.
there. Yeah.
All the new guys did not.
Bizarre.
So the next Avengers movie, we can get a little flip flop.
Also, Red Skull survived.
Just fucked on that planet.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a weird ghostly.
We'll never come back to him. I don't
Yeah.
think.
No. This was like a one-off for me. I think. But
And
that was
Thanos.
like the one time.
Thanos, of course.
I don't know.
Of course.
I don't-
Despite getting
Let's be
axed,
honest.
he's still good.
I don't know.
He's good.
Just
He
inspired
had the
getting
gauntlet
axe.
on.
He's
There's no
so
way
good.
he's
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
done.
he's fine. Yeah.
I don't know. He wakes up without a gauntlet. I think that he's. I think
Gauntlet got
reached
destroyed.
Nirvana.
So people
He's-
complain that this movie was all climax.
Mhm.
So what are they going to say about the next movie?
Yeah.
When they see that this is cut in half.
Like
That's
Now
what
here's-
I didn't think it was like
Here's a caveat to
too
all
much
that.
rise,
Okay.
whatever.
Are they actually dead?
I'll explain to you why. Months and months ago, they shot a whole bunch of these scenes back to back. They filmed a bunch of Infinity War Part 1, and then, for lack of a better title, Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah.
There are scenes that I have seen shot that were not in
You
this.
were there. You were on set.
Really? I did nothing. All the scenes I saw that were in this
No,
movie.
because they had parts. There were parts of their. They had these devices on their hands, like they had like almost like bands, like they're like hand bands on them with like some sort of
mocap
symbol.
sensors.
No, not like mocap sensors. These had a specific like design on it. Stop trying to make me look
Capturing the
friggin-
motion.
You sound
no,
crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. This is not one of the moments.
man.
I will. You know what? It actually looked kind of like this. Believe it or not, it was kind of looked like little tiny like arc reactors on their hands, and it had to be some sort of like.
Now you sound very, what's the guy from Blink-182?
Tom DeLonge.
You sound like Tom DeLonge.
I don't know what that means.
Conspiracy theorist.
Conspiracy theory, aliens, man.
Do I look like a conspiracy
They're
theorist?
real, man.
I think there's an
little
easier
bit.
reason. There's an easier
You
thing to
do.
point at.
Kinda, actually.
Why would they kill Spider-Man? Why would they even kill Doctor Strange? Why would they kill five
They're killing five
of the
golden
Guardians?
pieces.
Why would you kill all the Guardians?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
It
I'm
It
gonna-
doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna pull up these pictures. You guys
That
are
alone is
stupid.
enough of a reason.
Now here's my
Why
thing.
would-
There's a bigger reason.
Noodle.
I'm sure you're going to bring it up right now.
Doctor Strange
Yes,
goes.
he sees all 50
Sees all
million.
14,650,000 whatever it is possible futures.
He
And
sees
there's
the
one where they beat Thanos. And you hear time and time again that Doctor Strange is not going to sacrifice he's not going to save anybody if it means giving up the time stone. And then he does his little future thing, and
Then
then
he instantly gives it up.
instantly gives it up. Which
Exactly.
means, in my mind,
He's seen the one way they're going to
to
win. and
beat
that's the way.
Thanos, Thanos has to think that he's won. That's my thinking. So the next movie's going to deal with Thanos getting beaten, obviously. But in order to beat him, he has to think that he's won. He's used the gauntlet. The gauntlet's been destroyed, so it's gone now. We do see a second one in the Forger place. But yeah. We'll
The
see.
gauntlet was destroyed?
Yeah, it was all crumbled after you did it. You had a quick glance of it all.
There
It
was
was
a
all
shot
like
of it.
crushed in, and the colors were kind of dimmed on the
Right.
gems.
I don't know if it's completely destroyed.
No, he probably still used it because he used it to teleport away.
Um,
But yeah, Doctor Strange has a plan, or he saw something.
I just have this on
Yeah.
Stranger Tides vibe, or what is it? What's the one where
Jack Sparrow
Sparrow is in Davy Jones' locker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just have that vibe. Like they're all going to end up
Gross.
in, what was that? There's like this one dimension
Yeah.
in Doctor Strange where it's like that's the dangerous one. You don't want to go there. Like I feel like they're going to end up in some other dimension. Like they don't actually die.
I hope they don't go to Stranger Tides area.
I hope they do.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
And fucking find Captain Jack.
Jack.
He's not in the MCU. is he?
Crossover Disney. Let's go.
Hello.
Could he be?
I don't know. To me, it's just like you don't kill that many characters.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Set photos.
That's from.
No, it's not. Scott Lang. Look at them all
Part
together.
two, baby.
Look at them all
Let's
together. We
go.
got Iron Man.
Let's go.
We got, I don't know who the fuck that guy
He's
is. Is that
alive.
Ruffalo?
Yeah. Alive.
Okay, you got Cap.
Alive.
Okay, you got Scott Lang.
Probably alive.
Anyone who's supposedly dead.
This is not the first photo. There were others.
That's
What
great.
do you think of that, Adam? What's your
Well,
thoughts? What's your thoughts on the whole?
Think they're all coming
Are
back?
they dead?
Not. I don't. I don't think all of them are coming back. I think the main one, like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange,
Why?
Chris Pratt,
But why?
solely for business reasons, not for necessarily creative reasons. I don't think Marvel would ever kill.
You don't think the
Mhm.
people that are left?
Alive,
You
alive.
don't want to see the
I
War
know that,
Machine
but what is that
standalone?
thing
I
though?
don't know, man. We'll find out.
No.
Guardian of the Galaxy with Rocket.
War Machine and Guardian of the Galaxy. That's what Marvel.
Well, I guess it can be Rocket and Nebula.
No. I think they could do a prequel.
It's devastated.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah, honestly, the Avengers have been devastated. Honestly, I think it's just a ploy. It's like any good TV show. You have cliffhangers, and it keeps you coming back for more.
Yeah.
And this is such a WTF, like, oh fuck moment.
For me, it's too big of a what the fuck moment.
I found it corny. I was like,
not like that. Like, not that I didn't like it. For me, it's just
Real.
too.
But you don't know if they're actually dead or not.
It's too big of a what the fuck moment for me to be true. Like, there's no way they would kill off. Like, they would have. To me,
Here's
they're
the
not
big
doing
one,
these
actually.
characters justice.
Here's the big
To do it
character
this way.
that you're like, okay, you're dumb. Black Panther.
Yeah,
Literally just fucking blew up the box office.
that's the thing.
One
There
of
was
the
no
biggest
way
movies.
they would kill off this character.
You're just gonna kill Black Panther? I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
They're in Davy Jones' locker right now. They're gonna go get him out.
Every time you say that, I get like a little bit more hard every time. Like,
Come on, how can it not be that?
I'll say if I was a kid, I would kill myself.
The kid
watching
next
this
to me,
movie.
I feel like, was literally crying. I had
Yeah.
a feeling.
I watched the kids
He was.
too.
He was.
I was like,
he ended
you
up like,
guys
I
are
can't
so
do it.
screwed.
This chair's tiny, but he was like,
Last Jedi style. Except everyone is actually dead who died in that. But yeah,
that's true.
if I was 10, this would like rock my world.
I know.
But I'm old enough to know that they're
From a
not.
business standpoint, they would not do this.
They're not doing Black Panther 2, Spider-Man 2. Like, it's so fake and cheap and
What if?
movie shit. You know what? 0 out of 5.
What if the other, like the
Didn't
next
love it.
standalone
I thought it was
movies
ballsy though.
are like the next? Like, do we have standalone? Do we know when these standalone movies are they happening before the next Infinity War movie?
There's 2 happening before Infinity War movie,
So
Ant-Man and the Wasp,
which will take place before
yeah,
this, and
just after
Captain Marvel, which will probably lead into.
which is set in the 90s.
for
And then we get
for the
Avengers
most
Part
part that we know of.
See, I bet you Captain Marvel end credits ends with her in
First
the present
Avenger
day.
style,
I guess,
right?
but it's not that big of a time jump.
No,
You go
but
90s from.
it'll.
But it's going to end with her getting the fucking page.
yeah.
Well, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp happening in a universe where there's a half the people are missing.
No, it takes place before this.
Takes place
Because they
before
mentioned
this.
that Scott Lang is in house arrest, and then in the trailer you see him literally getting like a ankle bracelet put on.
Or same time, maybe even, or like just before.
Yeah.
Well, from
Like
what
Rogue
I've
One.
heard, I think just from a piece of dialogue, Civil War took place 2 years before this,
Mm-hmm.
which Black Panther would take place about 2 years before this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 years of like
It could be
Batman in
anywhere.
house arrest
Yeah.
because they took
Right.
deals. Him and Clint took deals to get out of prison because they didn't go on the run.
And we know Clint's alive because we've seen photos of him, like we've seen
Yeah,
pictures of
Takes on the Ronin.
Ronan. Yeah, so we're waiting for that.
In the second one.
Yeah,
Because literally
He's going to get his chance to shine, I'm sure. Fine.
I feel like
pray. I don't know.
I
don't
feel
care.
like he's gonna come in and he's gonna be like a total badass.
He'll get fucking
That'd be
Ash.
amazing.
Yeah, like I'd be so excited for that.
Imagine you got fucking crashed.
Loki style, just because
Yeah.
Choky Loki right at the beginning.
It's joking.
Choky Hawkeye.
I hate that that's a thing, but I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the next one's going to be like the living group trying to figure out how to bring them back or something. And
Yeah.
trying to find what dimension they're in. And then it's also going to be about halfway through the movie, there's going to be a reveal that they're all stuck in some dimension somewhere.
Well, they've
How
had that
else
in
can
the past,
you do it?
right?
I don't know if you can
Time?
do it any other way.
Reverse time stone, possibly.
Time Stone is
See, that's too
with
easy.
Thanos.
That's too easy
There's
for
got to
me.
be some other way. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add?
Thor was fucking badass when he comes flying in
Thor was badass.
and just wrecks all the aliens and then just hucks his axe at
People cheered and
Thanos.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he like shot down and all the lightning came down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his Groot axe and like rockets on his shoulder.
I did like that moment where Groot gives
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
I loved. No,
Go ahead.
go ahead. I was gonna say, I love the moment of Winter Soldier holding up a rocket as he's like spinning around. Like,
that was
like,
pretty
like,
good.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I was gonna say about Groot.
Combo.
I don't know if this is such a minor nitpick. It's not really a nitpick. It's just whenever there's like a sword or weapon forging scene, I don't know. It's just so fake to me. Because that's not
Scott,
how I just.
I know what you mean. They had a dwarf at the center of a giant star, or a dying star, sorry, molding an axe of God. What to you was unbelievable about that?
You can't just pour a fucking molten metal into a mold.
That's the part that you have a problem
and
with.
fucking knock it out.
I thought
Use
of
it.
you. I
Thor,
thought of you
you
when
just
it
can't
showed
do that.
Thor was literally shot at by a dying star.
You're okay with the
And your problem with
alien
the mold.
tree
It's like
cutting
Lord
his
of the
arm
Rings.
off.
You can't just put the broken things together and
It's
fucking hit
nothing
it with
like
the
Lord
hammers
of the
together.
Rings.
No,
Groot's
you can't do
vine
that.
Attached them.
Scott, it was a dying star weapon with magical abilities. Okay, yes, it absolutely can be done like that.
Scotty.
Minor nitpick. Anyways, anything else you guys want to add?
Oh man,
I love the
Yeah,
comedy was
yeah.
hilarious. I
Sorry,
don't think we
funny.
mentioned it on the podcast, but I forget who calls him Squidward, but somebody calls Ebony
Tony.
calls him Squidward.
Ebony Moss
Squidward.
Squidward. I fucking cackled.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Earth's closed, Squidward.
And the Grimace joke.
Yeah.
Star-Lord calls Thanos Grimace.
Oh
Fucking
my
died.
God.
The whole scene where Drax is invisible, fucking hilarious.
I love
I
Drax.
thought of you during that. I feel like you would
I was
laugh.
laughing so hard that I was like, you can't see me. It's just in there.
Where's Gamora?
I've mastered
Yeah.
how to
Who's
stand.
Gamora?
I can do one better. Why is
Why is
Gamora?
Gamora? Fucking
I
love
laughed
Drax.
so hard. Yeah, hands down the funniest character in the MCU.
Rest in peace.
he was. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, okay. You guys had to do that? I was happy for a moment there.
You got shredded. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, God.
Well, you know, we'll just have to wait and see when the next one comes out.
I have a
Yeah.
big,
May next year, man.
big question. Were you guys pissed off that neither Cap nor Tony died?
Yeah, I thought one of them would die.
No, called it.
I didn't think they would.
I was
I also didn't think
Honest-
Black Panther, Star-Lord, Spider-Man, or Doctor Strange would die. But they did.
so close to crying when Tony got stabbed. Like I was almost done. That was it.
Are you kidding me?
No.
It was a clear
It was
through
like-
the side
Yeah,
shot.
blatantly through the side. Just like, don't worry, he's not hurt.
Like, you missed his heart, dude.
Should've
He got
gone.
He stabbed him
impaled
through the
on
side
a
of the gut.
giant
No.
stake.
He got hit like right here.
It was through the. It was like a kidney
You can't
shot.
see me.
They may as well have drawn a circle around him. Be like, dee, 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 dee. No lethal wound here. It was very cringe safe. Fake kill.
I was.
No.
There is no way you guys didn't
That
think
was
he was
a
about
flesh
to
wound.
die. You guys were panicking.
You know, if you ever see a character get stabbed with a spike through the chest, that's an insta kill, right? That's
I
a
wasn't
mortal
looking,
wound.
I wasn't looking at where he got
That's
stabbed.
a mortal
Phil
wound.
Coulson.
He got stabbed through the side.
To me, Stark
I
just
was
got
like-
stabbed by Thanos, and he had the glove fucking pointed at his face. Like, this is it. This is where he dies. This is it.
Yeah, I was more
What
worried
would
about the
you-
glove.
Yeah, that's the thing where it led to. I was like, he got stabbed. I'm like, this is it. This is like the beginning of his death scene.
Would you have
He's
torn
never
your
gonna
shirt off?
die.
If I don't know what I would have done if Stark had died. I saw it with Heather, and I was just like, Heather,
We're
if-
through.
if Tony dies, like the rest of
We're
the
done.
rest of the night is like a write off. Like we're like, just take me home and just wrap me in a blanket because I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do right now.
Yeah, boy.
Well, we're gonna have to wait a full year, I suppose, till we find out the truth behind our theories, and I'm sure the internet will be ablaze.
11
We'll-
years, I guess, instead of 10.
Yeah.
But what's one more year, right? Not duped
I'm
at all.
I mean, you're gonna be there on opening weekend. are you
Oh, I'm gonna
not?
be there.
So is the rest of the fucking world.
I might see this a couple more times.
Actually, I might as well.
Very
But yeah, I think that'll do
Yeah,
it for
see you
our
tomorrow.
review for Avengers: Infinity War. Tim, where can people find us?
People can find us on Twitter at UpReal8. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim and on Instagram at TheCraftPundit.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at Upreal Late Podcast. You can also find me on Letterboxd at Upreal Tie.
Oh, he did it right.
I know.
You can find me at Franny25 on Twitter and Upreal Adam on Instagram and Letterboxd.
I find myself Scott on Letterboxd at UprealScott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below if you want to join our discussion about Avengers: Infinity War. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And as always, keep it real.